welcome to the MWSA Academy Spring Concert. My name is Ben, and I play the cello. Our concert tonight is featuring students from Summit, Birch Creek, Cedar Ridge, Sunrise, White Pine, Lewiston, Greenville, and North Park, along with students from other schools throughout the valley. We and our teachers have worked hard and are excited to perform for you tonight. Please silence all cell phones and electronic devices at this time. Remember that it is impolite to talk or make noise when we are performing. When Ms. Morgan puts her hands down, then the audience may applaud. Orchestra students on stage need to remember to be silent when you are not playing. This shows respect to your peers, teachers, parents, and yourselves. We'll start our concert by hearing all students playing our treasured Mountain West theme, composed by Robert S. Frost from Mountain West String Academy. Thank you for coming to our concert. We hope you will enjoy our performance.
One of our pieces that we just love because it was written just for us. So our first years, would you raise your bow, please, if you're a first year student? Look at this great group. They've been working all year. Go ahead and put your bows down. Yeah, aren't they wonderful? Okay. They've been working on having a perfect bow hand and sitting up nice and tall in their chair, feet flat on the floor, counting rhythm, a ton of things. And then we're at the end of the year. You can see how much progress that they have made. We're going to play for you now, Alla Brandenburg and Sourwood Mountain. Okay, on the last page of your program, hopefully you all got a program. It tells you a bunch of fun things. So it talks about summer camp and instrument information, our summer incentive to practice. They can finish their bingo sheet, let us know, we'll mail them a prize. So it helps them keep those skills up over the summer. You can just make sure you keep that so you can look at it and know exactly what's happening, and go to our website if you have any questions. Okay, we'll hear from our second year students now. They're going to play peasant dance and Night at Symphony Hall. On Night at Symphony Hall, you'll probably recognize at least one of the tunes in there. Here we are with peasant dance. Okay, in 2006, Superintendent Norton at that time at the Cashville District asked us if we would put together a group of honor orchestra students to go down and play for all the superintendents in the state of Utah. And that was the start of our honor orchestra or ambassador orchestra. So since that time, we've kept that tradition going. And these students meet about every other Friday. They have different requirements to try out to be in the ambassador group. They just want to play a little bit harder music. So this year, the ambassadors went to play at the state capitol, as well as with the orchestra at Temple Square, at the Tabernacle on Temple Square. So it was a really fun year. I'm going to be very sad after tonight to not see all of you every Friday or every other Friday. So they've been a great group. They've also played with the Chamber Music Society quartets that come up here to Logan, which has been really fun for them as well. So this year, we also, with the ambassadors, at the end of the year concert, we feature alumni that have been part of our orchestra in the past. So I'll invite them to the stage now. Come on out. So Allie Perry is coming on. She's our violinist, and she is from Skyview High School. We also have Scott Henderson. He told me he does play the violin, but he hasn't played with Mountain West strings before. So this is a cool opportunity for us and him to have him as part of it. We're going to perform Double and Down to Georgia.
Down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind because he was way behind, but he was looking to make a deal. When he came across this young boy, saw him on a fiddle and playing it hot, the devil jumped up on a hickory stump and said, "Boy, I'll tell you what, I guess you didn't know it, but I'm a fiddle player too. And I'll bid you dare to take a dare. I'll make a bet with you. Now you play pretty good fiddle, boy, but give the devil his due. I'll bet a fiddle of gold against your soul, 'cause I think I'm better than you." The boy said, "My name's Johnny, and it might be a sin, but I'll take your bet, 'cause you're gonna regret, 'cause I'm the best that's ever been." Johnny, rosin up your bow and play your fiddle hard, 'cause Expo Cruise in Georgia and the devil deals the cards. And if you win, you get this shiny fiddle made of gold. But if you lose, the devil gets your soul. The devil opened up his case and he said, "I'll start the show." And fire flew from his fingertips as he rosined up his bow. And he pulled that bow across the strings and it made an evil hiss. Then a band of demons joined in and it sounded something like this. finished, Johnny said, "Well, you're pretty good, old son. But sit down in that chair right there and let me show you how it's done. Fire in the mountain, run, boys, run. The devil's in the house of the rising sun. Chicken in the bread pan, picking out dough. Granny does your dog bite, no child, no." Because he knew that he'd been beat. And he laid that golden fiddle on the ground at Johnny's feet. Johnny said, "Devil, come on back if you ever want to try again. 'Cause I told you once, you son of a gun, we're the best that's ever been." They played Fire in the Mountain, run, boys, run. The devil's in the house of the rising sun. Chicken in the bread pan, picking out dough. Granny, does your dog bite? No child, no. No child, no.
So if you were to ask her a question about staying with orchestra and staying and how it was with your journey, can you tell us a little bit about like why they should stay in orchestra?
I've met some of my very best friends in orchestra, and I wouldn't be here playing this awesome solo with these fun kids if I didn't stay in orchestra. So, yeah.
Thank you. And we have this for you. Can you give this to Scott? Okay, thank you. All right, let's give it a hand. Okay, isn't that fun? Okay, we have a couple more people that are alumni that we want to honor tonight as well. Every year, Mountain West Strings gives a scholarship to top seniors, and we have some of them here tonight. So, from Green Canyon, we have Hannah Dallin, and I hope she's in the audience somewhere. Hannah, come on up. Also, we have Ashley Grigg. I know she's here from Skyview. Come on up. Okay. So Ashley has been teaching with us for 2 years. Okay, so we've got her scholarship and a certificate for her. Stay here, you guys. And Hannah, she's been really helpful. So their family has helped with ambassadors forever. So we really appreciate both of you. And I want to tell a little bit about them. And then you guys get to also tell why the kids should stay in orchestra, what it did for you. Okay, so be thinking. Get the right page. So Hannah first. One thing that our scholarship committee that chose the winners said was how much they were impressed with how much Hannah has benefited from music. In her own words, she says, "I've learned many valuable lessons, such as learning to manage my time and how to practice different skills. I've met my closest friends through these experiences, and they have helped me grow my love for music." So that was. Do you want to say a little bit?
I am so grateful for the opportunity to receive this scholarship. I have learned so much from MWSA and orchestra over the years. Orchestra has helped me become a better person, student, and a leader. I have made many lifelong friends through orchestra, and I have learned that even though sometimes learning an instrument can be overwhelming and seem like a lot of work, it pays off.
Awesome. Let's give Hannah another round. Okay. And a little bit about Ashley. So our committee, they wrote down that they were impressed with Ashley, that she's so great with time management and has shared her love of music by teaching children how to play. She's taught, as I said, as an assistant with Mountain West Strings for the past 2 years. She gets up in Smithfield, drives into North Park at 7 a.m. and helps teach a class there. Then she goes over to Ellis, teaches a class there. So she's busy every morning. Then she goes back to Skyview for her classes for the rest of the day. So that's pretty impressive. She said in her application, "I've always dreamed of becoming a teacher and being able to make a difference in students' lives. Learning to play a string instrument was one of the best things that ever happened to me. It helped me make friends and find my passion for music, and it led me to discover that I love teaching." So, you want to give a few?
I think that music is really a great foundation for anything. It helps you learn a lot of different things. It helps you learn how to work hard. And I think that through that you can find a lot of great friends and a lot of amazing students that can help you learn what you want to do.
All right, let's give a round of applause for Ashley. All right, so fun. So in a few years, have them all apply for a scholarship. Okay, all right. Now we'll hear again from our first-year students. They're going to play Legend of Dark Mountain. It always makes me think of a story. So as you're listening, think about what story could be told with the Legend of Dark Mountain. Right after they play, we'll go right into the ambassadors performing Wildfire. Okay. On Wednesday, one of the scholarship winners, they had one more that night. She said that music brings her joy. When I listen to these students, that's what brings me. So I'm sure it does you as well. They play very well. It brings joy to the room. Well, Mountain West Strings has a 24-day All-Star program. That means that if a student practices 24 days in a month, they get a gift card, an award from the book table, and they can go spend it there. So if you are a 24-day All-Star in December, January, February, March, or April, would you please stand up? Yeah. Nice job. It's not easy to get it. Go ahead and have a seat. Your teachers have your gift card, and they will give it to you this next week of class, okay? If they haven't already. All right. And we also, since it's the end of year concert, we have students that have got 24-day All-Star. Ooh, this is a big stack on the north end that have got 24-day All-Star. Both concerts when they were first year, both concerts when they were second year. So they get a certificate extra award in this gift card here, or this card here, so be looking for that. I won't have them come up, but I'd like them to stand. So as I read your name, stand, and then come up to me at the end, and I'll give you your certificate. And on the north, we have a bunch. So from Birch Creek, we have Ethan Bingham and Abigail Larson. Okay. Cedar Ridge, we have Johnny Haynes, Elle Baird, and Carly Hyde. Greenville, we have Jude Haywood and Ainsley Robinson. Okay, Lewiston, we have Marshall Allen and Finn Hansen. North Park, we have Evelyn, Dana, and Kate Griffiths. And Summit, Iris Williams and Annalyn Baird. Very nice. So don't forget your certificates at the end of the concert, okay? All right. One of the most beautiful pieces you'll hear tonight is from Dvorak's New World Symphony. This is an arrangement of the Largo movement. concert that we've had this week with members of Mountain West Strings and the elementary orchestras. And this is the first rehearsal we've had that we haven't had to tell them to be quiet in that soft part. They already knew it. They already did it, so way to go. We just had a practice-a-thon. That was for 2 weeks that the students practiced their hearts out. They practiced so much they got over 100,000 minutes of practicing in, and that's a lot. Some of them even got 1,000 minutes in that 2 weeks, which is almost 2 hours a day. So they practiced really hard. We had about 230 students participate, and it was a fundraiser as well. We used it to help cover the cost of repairing our instruments. About $8,000 was brought in to help with those costs, so way to go, all of you that participated. So as part of that practice-a-thon, if they practiced 200 minutes or more, that was about 20 minutes a day, and they did a donation of any kind, even a quarter, then they were put in the grand prize drawing. So I have 5 prizes left to draw from tonight, and I'll have Isaac, right, come on up and help. He'll draw out the names. And if your name is called, I'd like you to come up to the stage, and then you get to draw out your prize from the other bag. Here we go. Okay, the first name is Gideon Krebs from Cedar Ridge first year. Oh, Krebs is right here. This is perfect. Okay, stay right here. Next name. Max Emery from Birch Creek second year. Gavin Trin from Greenville first year. Gabriella Brower from White Pine first year. And yep, one more. Okay. Charlie Larson from White Pine second year. And I didn't tell you, but there's a ton of things that people donated to for this, that Mrs. Crum from our board was able to collect. So he gets, oh, this is the one I wanted. The pickleball paddles and 2 passes to the pickler. There's also t-shirts in that bag. So there you go. If somebody isn't here, we'll draw out another name. Okay. So we'll have to draw out another name. Logan Aquatic Center swim pass for $50. Another Logan Aquatic Center swim passes. Okay, very good. Okay. And Lava Hot Springs, 4 tickets and a game from the Red Balloon Toy Store. Okay, pull out the right one. Marshall Allen from Lewiston. Okay. Marshall, there's 1 prize left, so I'll tell you what it is, okay? So you can stay back there and not bring your base. Okay, he gets 4 passes to Boondocks and a fanny pack from Raising Cane's. Okay. Okay, I wish we had everybody's to draw out there, but that's kind of a fun thing that we do. Okay. Okay, this next part, if you love fiddle music, the next 2 pieces are for you. The first one is from our first year students. They're going to be playing American Rounds. It has some different folk tunes. And then the second years will play American Fiddle Medley. on the third page of your program, it lists a page of donors. And if you can just pay attention to that, those are businesses and people that have supported Mountain West Strings. Mountain West Strings is a 501c3 corporation, and as such, we do rely on donations to fully fund our program. We've had a lot of cello repairs this year for some reason, so we've had to use some of the money for that. So it's really great that these businesses step up and do that for us. We're grateful for all of them. So we're going to go right into our second years performing again, Wipe Out. Isn't he amazing percussion? He's also one of our teachers. We're telling him he can never leave because he's good at everything. Okay, and we also have Mrs. Newman on the piano. I hope you heard all that cool piano. Okay, just a few thank yous, especially to the parents. You're the ones that get them to class on time and have them get dressed for the concert, get their music ready, make sure they take it to school. All of those things, we really appreciate all of you parents. And part of those parents is Jen Cummings. I think she's right over here somewhere. Jen, would you stand? There she is. Would you stand? So Jen has put together our stage, helped with the stage setup for how many years? A decade, 10 years. So we couldn't have done it without her. It makes it so much more fun. Even her dad has come. He's called Grandpa Chocolate. So we love him because he always has something for us. So it's just really great. We have a great board, parent volunteers and community volunteers. If you are on the board, would you please stand? Yes, right there. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Somebody put it this way, that our board helps with the load on the Mountain West teachers and staff and gives good input to parents, from parents to the organization functions in a way that works best for the schools and the families, and that is so true. We also have awesome teachers and assistants, and if you'll notice, the teachers and assistants never stop working. We couldn't get all these schools together for the first time and stay together at all if we didn't have teachers helping, because they help teach you before you get here, they help teach you when you're here at the concert. So thank you to all of our teachers. And I want to point out Mrs. Funk right down here. She is our assistant director, and she's amazing. So she's our positive force. Okay, let's just give everybody a round of applause. And we also have 4 principals here from the north side. So I just want to announce their names, and if they will stand. We have Principal Ivy from Cedar Ridge. Oh, right over here. Yes, thank you. We have Principal Beer from White Pine. Over there too. Maybe they're also over there. We have Principal Pugmire from Lewiston. And Principal Payne from North Park. Okay, thank you. Thank you for coming. And if I missed any principals, there are ushers or there's Mrs. Funk, please come and tell us. We want to make sure your students know that you're here supporting them. So we really appreciate all of your support in the schools. Okay, before our final number, just a couple of things. Audience, if you'll meet their students out in the lobby, if we all try to go down to where they're unpacking, it becomes a bottleneck. So just wait for them, except for base parents. They get a special pass. They can come up on the stage. So, and then make sure you don't leave any programs or anything around in your seating area. We appreciate Logan High School for letting us have our concert here. And orchestra classes go 1 more week up until the end of next week. So here we are with our last piece, The Incredibles. extra special treats tonight. They all did wonderful. Great job, great job. Okay. Okay. Students, if you'll look around and make sure before you leave the stage area that you have all of your books, we're going to have Mrs. Karen. Wait, are you doing the other? So, else is down here, teacher-wise? Ashley, do you want to go out that way?